If you thought yesterday's devotional on forgiveness was difficult, just wait till you see what today's message brings. Christian love, far from being soft and easy, is often hard, difficult. This is especially true with today's thought, which is, love your enemies. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Thursday, September 9th, 2021. It is one of the most stunning things that Jesus says. Both Matthew and Luke record it. Matthew as part of the Sermon on the Mount, Luke as part of the Sermon on the Plain. Matthew's account is more familiar to us, but Luke's version fills in some detail. So here's the account of Jesus' words on loving our neighbor as they're found in Luke chapter 6. Jesus said, "But I say to you that listen, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who abuse you. If anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from anyone who takes away your coat, do not withhold even your shirt. Give to everyone who begs from you, and if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them again. Do to others as you would have them do to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. If you lend to those from whom you hope to receive, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies, do good and lend, expecting nothing in return. Your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, for He is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, therefore, just as your Father is merciful." Every third year, when this passage would roll around in the lectionary, a now deceased member of the church would catch me after church every time to grill me about the idea that we have to love our enemies. It just didn't make sense to her, and she couldn't wrap her head around how it would work in actual practice. Are we really supposed to turn the other cheek when someone slaps us? Tell that to a victim of spousal abuse. No, as with Jesus' command to forgive, this is not an invitation to simply be a doormat, a passive victim prepared to take on whatever abuse someone wants to heap on us. What kind of love tells another person that treating people poorly is okay? That's not love. So what does love require here? Christian love, and especially the command to love our enemies, isn't about being passive victims. It is about being active agents of change. To love our enemy, first of all, requires us to see our enemies as God sees them, as beloved children of God. That right there becomes a game changer in our Christian worldview. To refuse to buy into the myth that the world is composed of us versus them. It is a radical first step in participating in the kingdom of God that even now God is revealing to us in our midst. The second part of this command takes a giant step further. Instead of reacting in kind when harm is done to us, we become part of a counterculture that refuses to perpetuate violence as the answer to conflict. But once again, we do it not by being passive victims, but as active agents of change. So what does this look like in actual practice? That's a huge question that could occupy volumes. So instead of a lengthy academic explanation, let me simply refer to some people in our recent history who have made nonviolence a pillar in creating positive social change. First, the Mahatma Gandhi, and following his lead, Martin Luther King Jr. Both adopted the principle of nonviolent confrontation to change their countries for the better. It worked by allowing those who use violence to be shown for who they were. Change came as a result of Gandhi's and King's principled love of enemy. To love one's enemy, then, is to will the good for the enemy, in this case by showing them that the practice of violence actually diminishes the one who practices violence in the first place. Loving one's enemy, then, is not about backing down, but about confronting one's enemy in a way that leads to a permanent change for the better. And after all, that's what Christian love is all about. Willing the good for another, even when we don't particularly like the other person. Tomorrow, we'll go to the very heart of the issue, how to will the good for another person. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.